What's up, everyone? My name is Troy from Tech Games Etc. and this is my movie review of The Interview. Now, before I get started, as you can tell by the title, this is going to be a non-troll guarantee video. I'm not saying this just to say it, but the movie The Interview really offended me as an American. That's the best way I can describe this movie, because if you don't know already, The Interview is actually being released to theaters and also is being streamed on things like YouTube, Google Play, Xbox Live, things like that. And so when the whole, thing came out about Sony being hacked because of this movie and things like that, I was like everybody else. I was like, what's the problem? Freedom of speech. And that's true. That is so true. But after I watched this movie, I felt offended. I felt like James Franco, Seth Rogen, Sony, they could have done better with this movie. They really could have done better. Now, as far as the movie goes, as far as the movie goes, it's pretty much about Seth Rogen and James Franco, or Flacco. But James Franco's character is a part of this. Celebrity interview show called Skylark Tonight, and Seth Rogen's character is the producer of that show. And to be taken seriously, Seth Rogen was like, man, we got to be taken seriously. We got to get some big interviews like CNN or these other news outlets. So come to find out, Kim Jong-un was a big fan of the show. So Seth Rogen was like, yeah, let's get the interview of the lifetime. Let's go ahead and get Kim Jong-un as a guest, and so we can be taken seriously and things like that. So Seth Rogen does contact Kim Jong-un. They do set up an appointment to have this interview. So that's fine. So as they were getting an interview together, the CIA contacts Seth Rogen and James Franco and says, all right, we need y'all to do a secret mission. We need y'all to take out Kim Jong-un. And so they were like, take him out? What do you mean? Take him out to dinner? Take him out to lunch? They were like, no, we want you to assassinate him. Now, as far as the story goes, comedic wise, I don't think this is one of the best comedies outside of the assassination. Just look at the script itself. This is not one of the best comedies I've seen of Seth Rogen and James Franco. Overall, my favorite comedy of them two is This Is the End. That was one of the funniest comedies I've seen in a while. So I'm comparing it to that as far as script wise. It wasn't really all that. It did pick up towards the end. But my biggest gripe with this movie was the assassination of Kim Jong-un. I believe that they should have never did that. I understand freedom of speech. I understand this is America and things like that. But throughout the movie, when they did introduce Kim Jong-un, I felt like it was wrong for them to assassinate him. Like, why assassinate somebody who's actually a living person, who's living to this day in North Korea, and you have a movie about his assassination? Like, how would you feel if that was you up there being assassinated? Now, I don't know what's going on with North Korea, South Korea, as far as Kim Jong-un as a leader. James Franco was mentioning, how he starves his people. There's concentration camps. He uses torture. It's pretty much a front. A lot of people are depressed there, oppressed there, whatever. But I don't think it gives Sony, Seth Rogen, James Franco a right to have a video assassinating someone. And that's where I get so offended. Like, I can't believe that we actually, as Americans, I put myself in this equation, as Americans, we can release something like this. I understand the freedom of speech, but I could not stand this movie after I watched it. It really offended me to the point where I was like, what are they thinking with this? They couldn't think of a fictitious dictator. Whatever Kim Jong-un is doing in his country, he's doing it in his country. But I don't think it gives a person a right to assassinate somebody, even if it's a fictitious world. It's just like, let's just put it this way. I wouldn't want North Korea to do the same thing with Obama. I wouldn't want any country to do that. And I understand the whole freedom of speech thing, and I'm not taking that away. But for me as a person, I got offended by this. I really got offended by this. Now, one of my favorite comedies of all time was Team America World Police with the little puppets, and they actually killed off Kim Jong-il, which is his father, if I'm not mistaken, or his grandfather. Forgive me if I get the bloodlines wrong. But for some reason, I'm less offended by that movie. I can watch that movie every day and I won't feel offended. I'm actually going to watch it right after I upload this video, because it felt like Kim Jong-il and Team America was the threat. There were terrorist attacks happening all over the world in the movie, and he was the culprit behind it. So Team America had to be sent out to stop the terrorist attacks. I understand that. But for some reason, the interview just rubbed me the wrong way. And I am so, like, I can't say I'm sorry for what I'm saying this, but this is just my opinion. I just don't understand, like, what would this do with our relationship still in North Korea? Are we jeopardizing Americans who go over there? Are we jeopardizing any foreigners who go over there? Especially Americans. So I'm thinking like that, and I'm not sorry for thinking like this, because this is how I'm thinking. It's like, I don't know what else to tell y'all. Like, yeah, that's just pretty much it. I thought I wasn't recording, but I actually am. So that's just pretty much it. Like I said, that's just it. And let me know what y'all think about what I said in the comment section below. Like always, your comments will be read. Your opinions will be heard. And if you do like this video, make sure you like it and subscribe to my channel. It really helps out a lot. So I thank you so much for watching. See you later. Thanks a lot.